AJ Styles showed up. The same AJ Styles who was drafted to Smackdown a few weeks ago. The same AJ Styles who would have been on Raw had he beaten Seth Rollins at Night of Champions to win the World Heavyweight title, which he did not. But he showed up on Raw anyway, in what PW Insider confirmed was a last-second creative change made by Vince McMahon, who has been calling in changes remotely to the shows. It was a Vince call to get AJ on the show. Styles had already flown straight home from Saudi Arabia after getting back to the States last Sunday, but then got the call that he was needed, and he flew right back out to Raw. I would love to know why it was so important for him to be on this show that they would fly him home just to summon him back out on the road. Because having watched this show, there was no reason for him to be there. Brand split be damned. All I could do was laugh. How could you not have seen this coming? How could you not have seen this coming from a mile away? Of course it was a Vince McMahon call. I'm just amazed at how quickly they reminded us of what a farce this whole thing is. I figured they would at least give it a month before they started ignoring it. Styles even acknowledged in his promo, I'm on SmackDown, I shouldn't even be here. But he said he couldn't resist coming to Raw to congratulate Seth. This was the very definition of, this could have been an email. He said the fans chanted, you deserve it at Seth, but he doesn't deserve anything. He earned it. And then they were interrupted by the Judgment Day, which led to a main event at the end of the show with Rollins and Styles as partners against Finn Balor and Damian Priest. After this, Adam Pearce was in the back on the phone with somebody who was never identified, presumably Vince McMahon or Triple H, looking for their approval to make the tag team match official, even though he admitted it flew in the face of the brand split, with AJ being a SmackDown star. But they made the match anyway. And if I'm a SmackDown talent, I'm looking to maximize my television time, I'm going to fly myself out to Raw tomorrow too and get on the show. I mean, if AJ can do it, why can't everybody do it? The fact that they had Adam Pearce bring this up on television like, oh, they're acknowledging it, so that makes it okay. No, it doesn't. If anything, it makes it worse. Because they're acknowledging that talent from each brand are supposed to be specific to their own brand. They're reminding us of this, and then in the same breath, they're admitting that it doesn't matter. So why bother? I mean, if it's a soft split where talent belongs to a specific show, right? They call a specific show home base, let's say. But they're still allowed to openly go back and forth, and why not just call it that? Just don't insult the fans by pretending that this is something that it really isn't. If that's what they want the brand split to be, that's fine. It's the pretending that annoys me. But then that would render the draft completely unnecessary, and they wouldn't be able to pop a rating with it. You know what this would be like? It would be like the Panthers drafting Bryce Young in this year's NFL draft. But then in week 3, he shows up to play for the Jets. Except the Jets have Aaron Rodgers now, so all their problems have been solved until we find out that he pulled a hammy dancing to Taylor Swift.